class. We'll get started in child's pose. I'm going to read from this little book called Path of the Yoga Sutras, something that was recommended to me when I took my yoga teacher training, which was, I graduated exactly a year ago this month, this month, so that's fun. So let your knees go wide, send your hips back towards your heels, grounding posture, child's pose, find length in the spine, breathe into those side ribs. Let your forehead be comfortable. So bring awareness to your back of your neck where it meets your head. Make sure you're nice and comfortable right there. Don't feel like you're overbending. And then the chapter I picked out today is Satya, which means truthfulness. So I'm just going to go ahead and read it. Satya, truthfulness, is the second of the 5 yamas. It means communicating what we understand to be true. Satya is the yama, ethical practice, occurring when our thoughts, words, and actions are consistent with one another. Just as 3 beams of light shining in the same direction illuminate much better than if they were scattered, so does the combined energy of mind, speech, and action virtually guarantee that the results we expect will happen. Whatever actually exists may differ from what we think exists, which in return may differ from what we communicate as the truth. When our hearts and minds are clean and unbiased, we perceive accurately and communicate clearly. That's Satya. So whatever your truth is, speaking your truth, being one with heart, mind, and spirit. And we'll walk our hands over to the right, breathe into the side body. Still feeling grounded, connected to the earth. Breathing into left shoulder, reaching out through those left fingertips. And then walk those hands through center. Take them over to the left. Breathe into the outside of that right arm, from pinky to hip bone. And then we'll come to center, making our way to tabletop. Tabletop, we'll start our cat-cow practice today at your own pace. Inhale, gaze go up. Inhale, gaze goes up, drop the belly. Let those low ribs pop down to the floor. And then as you exhale, move from tailbone, working up the spine, to scared cat, letting the head hang heavy, arch the spine. Warming up at your own pace. Use those inhales and exhales. Ujjayi breathing. So we'll softly close the lips and breathe in and out of the nose. Try to make that ocean sound. Sounds like you're fogging up a window. And it helps us keep awareness of our own breath. Calming our system. Bring the hands in front of where they are right now. Take that into wide hip circles. Dropping the hips over to the side a little bit. You can hang out there, breathe into the left and right hip bone. Giving you time to go in both directions. Nice wide circles. All right, and then we're gonna push back and come to just sit it on our sit bones for a moment. So push your way all the way back, find a comfortable seated position. Pull the meat a little bit from under your sit bones. And then we're going to start by keeping the left leg down. We're gonna cradle the right shin. Breathing into that glute on the right side, into this hip area. So hold your shin, either hooking the arms around it or however you feel like you can just cradle it. Rock side to side. Keep the spine long, so the center of your chest, feel like you're pulling up from the center of your chest to help keep that spine long. You're still nice and tall. And then we'll drop this right foot on the outside of the left leg. A little cross action. Wherever the foot lands, it could be up on the thigh, down by the shin. Inhale the hands up overhead. Exhale, you twist to the right. Right hand drops behind you. Hook left arm on the outside of right leg. Inhale to find length. Exhale, twist your chin towards the right shoulder. Use that pressure of your arm against the thigh to help you twist a little bit deeper. And we'll come back to center. We'll change those two legs. This time, cradling the left shin. Again, hooking it however you can, really, to hold that shin as close as you can to the chest. Still breathe nice and tall into that spine and rock side to side. Pull it in a little closer with the last exhale, and then drop the foot on the outside of right leg, anywhere that it lands. Right leg is still straight. Inhale those hands overhead, nice and tall. Exhale, twist to the left. So left hand lands behind you, right hand. You can have that right arm be straight, or some people maybe bend the elbow, hand is just kind of facing up. Either way, you're twisting to the left. Feel the stretch all the way into the right side of your neck. And then we'll come back to center. Let's come into butterfly pose. So bring the insides of the feet together. And then let the outer edges of your feet touch together. And then you can kind of open the insides of your feet, spreading them apart, giving yourself a little foot rub, pressing into the arch of your feet. Wow, my right foot is really tight for some reason. So we're gonna go into butterfly pose. You can bring the heels close to your body for a hip stretch, or heels farther away for more of a low back release. Inhale to find length in the spine. Exhale, hinge at the hips. So try to keep the spine straight for a while as you go forward. And then you can begin to arch the spine, let the chest drop towards the feet. Hands rest wherever is comfortable. All right, we'll push back up, grab behind your thighs and rock and roll along the spine a little bit. As many times as feels comfortable. And then we're gonna roll all the way over our feet, meeting in ragdoll pose. So we come up to standing forward fold. Deep bend in the knees. Let the belly hang out on the thighs. Let the low back release. Grab those elbows and sway side to side. Shake out that head yes and no. Ending on a yes. Pull your belly button up and in here. So we're gonna keep our core engaged. Anytime we're most of the time through yoga, but anytime we're in a forward fold, you're pulling your belly button in. All right, we'll roll up one vertebrae at a time, all the way to standing. Let the head be the last thing to come up. And then we're gonna get into the shoulders a little bit. So find a mountain pose. Grounding through your feet. Neutral pelvis, strong core. Just bring your arms out to the side here. We're gonna take little baby circles, warming up the shoulders. So circling forwards for a couple times. Couple breaths, and then we'll go backwards too. So starting small. All right, then we're gonna go back to the forward direction. Take bigger circles, as wide as comfortable. Don't push it, just let them kind of go. And then go backwards to wide circles. Feel those shoulder blades moving on your back. Shoulders warming up. And then we'll take them and cross our body with the arms too. So just crisscross, changing which one is on top and bottom. This opens the outside of that shoulder. And then the next time the right arm goes across the body, hook your left arm, grab that, and we'll hold this shoulder stretch for static. Inhale to find length in the spine, and then exhale, hook your right forearm around the right arm, pull a little deeper outside of the shoulder. All right, release, take the same thing left side, hook with the right arm, stay tall in the spine, and then pull on the left arm. Should feel it right here, and then on your back. All right, then we're gonna take our feet a little bit wider here. We're gonna do a side to side action. So first, right hand, right hip. Inhale, reach that left hand up to the right corner of the room. So you're nice and tall on that left side body. And then go over to the left. Reaching right hand towards the right corner of the room. Left hand on left hip. And just move through these two. However feels good. Really breathing into the rib cage, those obliques on both sides. Play around with that foot stance. Wider might be better here. Can get more of an angle as you're reaching over to the side. Couple more. Our last one. And we'll come back to center. Just bring those feet back to mountain pose. Top of your mat, hands shining forward. Next inhale, sweep those hands overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, shine heart forward. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank pose. Hold plank. Core tucked in, tailbone tucked back, and then we'll lower to 8-point pose. Drop the knees. And then drop the chest and chin, don't drop the belly. So it looks funny because your hips stay up. Find that natural curve in your back. And then release the legs long. Hands are under the shoulders and the tops of your feet are a little bit wide, maybe as wide as the mat. Press the feet into the mat. We'll inhale, cobra pose. Lift from that low back area, not using the hands. Shoulders out of ears. Gazes forward. Release down with an exhale. Just let chin come to mat for one breath. We'll inhale back to a cobra. This time grip the floor with your forearms. Pull yourself forward, push yourself up. Deeper back bend. Again, shoulders stay out of ears, so reach through the crown of your head. Exhale, release. Let those hands come back to resting right under the shoulders. Third one, we'll do Superman. So reach those hands long. And on an inhale, lift all 4 limbs at the same time off your mat, using that same spot on your low back to lift. Building low back strength, hands are up, feet are up, keep lifting, keep kicking. And release, bring the hands under the shoulders. Push back to a gentle child's pose. So that will be counter stretch. Move slow in the spine. Child's pose, send those hips back towards the heels. Maybe rock the hips side to side. And then let's come up to tabletop. We're gonna take a quad stretch here. So we'll start on right side or left side, it doesn't matter. We'll start on right side. Kick this shin out 45 degrees. You're gonna come up, grab left foot with left hand, and then a nice big inhale, kicks left foot into left hand. Feel your quad open, feel that left shoulder opening, balancing on right shin and right hand. Keep kicking, press the hips forward. And release. Left shin to mat, left hand's gonna come all the way to thread the needle. So left hand shoots all the way over to the right as you come down. Let the entire left arm meet the mat, let your head meet the mat. Right hand in front of your face on the ground to push over the shoulder. Yogi's choice, make it a balancing pose. And we'll come back to tabletop. Nice, slow and controlled, using those transitions to work on the strength. Same thing, other side, kick left shin out 45 degrees. Find that nice stable balance. And then kick into your right foot with the right hand. Or right hand with the right foot. So feel your quad open, feel that front of your right shoulder open through the chest. Arching the back, gaze is probably lifted, looking at something not moving. And release, right forearm or shin goes back to the mat. Right hand goes under the body, thread the needle, all the way over to the left. Let the head go down to the mat. Keep those hips high, stacked over the knees. And then Yogi's choice to make it a balancing pose. And slowly come back to tabletop. From tabletop, we'll tuck both toes. Cover the knees 2 inches off the mat. You feel that core engage, lower ribs pulled in. And then your next exhale, send those hips high, and then back, and then settle the heels towards the mat. First down dog with class. We'll be here for at least 5 breaths. You can walk the dog, bending into one foot at a time. Breathing length into the spine, length into the back of both legs. Strong through the hands, spread the fingers wide. Be stable from the hands, moving all the way up to that shoulder space. Strong shoulders. Curl the armpits in to face each other a little. Belly button up and in, hips high to the sky. Gaze back between the legs. We'll inhale, right leg high to the sky. Exhale, right knee, left elbow, bring it across your body, all the way across. Inhale the leg high to the sky. Exhale, knee to chest, don't drop the foot, hold the knee high into the core. And inhale the leg high to the sky. Next exhale, right knee, right elbow. So keep it on that same side, lift it as high as you can, even up into the armpit. And then inhale the right leg high to the sky. Bend your right knee, drop the foot over to the left. You can stay here, opening the hip, or drop all the way to wild thing if that's in your practice today. Letting right foot meet the mat. Inhale to press the hips high. Or you're breathing into that hip with a 3-legged dog, trying to find right foot under left armpit. If you're in wild thing, come back to 3-legged down dog. And we'll all exhale, bring that knee to the front of the mat, plant the foot, lower down, low lunge. So low lunge today, we'll keep our hands, our chest dropped down on the thigh more instead of pushing up. We're gonna do a low lunge today with our hands on the mat, and we're gonna lift the back leg. So lift that left kneecap into the quad so it lifts off the ground. If that's uncomfortable, take your own low lunge. Make it your practice. This is just a little bit different variation. Breathe into that left hip. You can rock forward and backwards a little bit here, just moving the left foot. And then drop the left knee. We'll exhale, send hips back for half splits. Straighten into your left leg. Bring that left heel forward a little. Flex the toes back towards the face, and then walk your hands over to the right, over that right leg. Getting into the IT band. All right, bring those hands back to center. When you inhale forward, we'll make it all the way to high lunge this time. So you sweep the hands forward, hips squared to the front of the mat, back knee lifts off, high lunge. And then next exhale, plant those hands around the feet. Step right foot back to meet left. Take it to your first three-piece vinyasa. We'll meet in down dog. Or skipping chaturanga up dog completely, taking resting down dog. Or child pose at any time in class. Meeting back in down dog. Same thing left side. Inhale, left foot goes high to the sky. Your exhale brings knee across body to right elbow first. Inhale the leg long. Second exhale, knee to chest. Pull it in really high, don't drop the foot. Inhale the foot high to the sky. Third exhale, left knee, left elbow. Try and lift the knee even higher into the armpit. And then lift the right foot back to the sky, bend the knee. Drop left foot in the air over to the right. Feel free to take wild thing. Otherwise, you're trying to look under right armpit. Try to find that left foot. Keep your hands, your shoulders square to the mat. If you're in wild thing, we'll come back to a three-legged down dog. And then we exhale, knee to chest, plant the foot, drop the back knee, low lunge. So press the top of the right foot into the mat here. Or actually, no, we're doing this low lunge. Forgot. So you're actually going to tuck right toes in, lift the right knee off the mat. If this is the low lunge you want to practice today, feel free to keep that right knee dropped on the mat. Press your hands into the mat to help you keep the chest lifted, spine long. And then drop right knee, exhale, half split, send those hips back towards right heel. Breathe into the back of the left leg. Flex the toes towards your face. Inhale to find length and exhale, fold. Walk the hands over to the left to help us get into the outside of the leg. We come back to center. Your next inhale brings you forward to a high lunge. All the way up, sweep the hands forward. Let the hips be square to the mat. And then exhale, plant those hands. Step left foot back to meet right. Skip vinyasa or exhale through chaturanga. Inhale up dog. Exhale down dog. All right, let's inhale, right leg high to the sky. Exhale, plant the foot between the hands, open up warrior one. So let your back foot land at an angle. Hands are forward, hips are square to the front of the room, just like they were in high lunge. Track that right knee out, make sure you can see the big toe. We'll exhale, grab the hands behind us, or elbows, whichever is in your grasp today. Open, so pull the shoulders back to open the chest. You might lift the head. Exhale, humble your warrior. Drop the chest to the inside of the right leg. Really try to let the chest drop to the inside of the leg. So if you have to move your back foot a little bit to get stability, that's no problem. Don't let that right hip shoot out to the right. Let the head hang heavy and pull the hands overhead. We'll drop the hands around the right foot. Inhale, we're setting up for pyramid pose. So if I lengthen the spine, you might have to rearrange back foot, more heel to heel alignment here. And exhale, fold over your right leg. So pyramid, make sure your back foot is out at an angle still, but more heel to heel alignment, your heels would be in the same line, whereas warrior one, back foot might be a little bit out to the side. Find that big stretch in the back of the right leg. And then we come forward, standing splits, kick off of left foot, grounding through right foot. Let the top of your head hang heavy, trying to pull your head towards your foot. Challenge your balance by lifting one hand off the mat, bringing it to the back of the calf. Keep your hips square to the floor, belly button pulling up and in. Nice job. From here, we come to warrior three. So lift your chest, feel that right leg working for you, ton of strength here. Kick your left heel towards the back of the room. Hands can come to prayer position at your chest or yogi's choice. Nice job. All right, we'll ground the left foot to the back of the mat and open up warrior two. So left hand cartwheels from front to back. We have a much wider stance with our feet now in warrior two, much wider than warrior one, heel to heel alignment. Settle those shoulders down the back. We'll inhale, reverse warrior, left hand go down, right hand go up to the sky. Keep those deep warrior two legs. Exhale, extended side angle, right elbow, right knee, left hand reaches up and over. From here, look down at the space in front of that right foot. You're gonna hop your left foot in to half moon, right hand lands in front of right foot. Left hand reaches high to the sky, half moon pose. Maybe you have that block under your right hand to help keep you lifted. Nice job. Bouncing pose, last pose, so keep it all together. Where's your breath out? Where's your heartbeat? And then drop the hands to the floor on the front of your mat. Take it through chaturanga. And up dog or meet me in down dog. Nice job. When you get to down dog, great time for an open mouth exhale. Release some heat. Little side out. Nobody can hear you, so I feel like the louder we sigh, the more we actually release sometimes. All right, inhale, left foot goes high to the sky. Exhale, drop the foot between the hands, sweep the hands forward, warrior one. Hands come forward, hips square to the front of the room. Pull left hip back into its socket. Back toes out at an angle. Make sure there's no pain in that knee. We have to be careful with that back knee in warrior one. Just find a different foot placement if it does hurt. Exhale, drop those hands behind you. Pull the shoulders back to open the chest. Let the chest open and gaze go up. Exhale, humble your warrior. Let the chest drop to the inside of the left foot. For stability, my back foot pops out to the right a little bit, so I can stay strong in the legs and not let left hip pop out to the left. Try to keep that your hips kind of square still to the mat. Let the head release, so shake out the head. Pull hands overhead, getting into the shoulders. Release hands to the mat, sitting up for pyramid pose. So you'll probably hop your back foot in a little bit. shorter stance, maybe 3 feet, heel to heel alignment. Inhale to find length in the spine. Exhale, forward fold over left leg. Big stretch in the back of the left leg. Pyramid pose. Keep pulling that belly button up and in. We're hollowing out that stomach area to allow more fold. Again, releasing the head here. We don't have to hold up the head. We can kind of let it release, relax. And then standing splits, kick right foot high to the sky, grounding through left foot. Try to bring your right big toe more to the center line of your body, forcing those hips to be more square. It might feel like your back foot can't lift as high when you do that, but it's okay. And then we drop back foot, coming to warrior two. So try to drop that back foot where you think it would need to land for warrior two. Cartwheel those hands, open gaze over the middle finger on the left side. Deep bend in the front knee. Warrior two legs. Inhale, reverse warrior. Right hand down, left hand high to the sky and reaches back. And then exhale, extended side angle. Left elbow, left knee, right hand reaches up and over. One long line from the heel to the fingertips. All right, last pose of the flow, half moon. Challenge yourself with this transition. Try to be controlled as you drop left hand in front of left foot. Keep that right hand raised to the sky. Hop your back foot off the mat. Flex your right toes towards the face. Heels reaching to the back of the room. Chest open to the right. Maybe trying to lift your fingertips off the mat this time. And return the hands to the floor. Step back, take it through chaturanga. Or skip it and meet in down dog. All right, nice job. Let's bend the knees. Look at the space between the hands on the bottom of your next exhale. Walk, sit, or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, half lift, shine the heart forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to standing. Try to come up with a straight spine. And then exhale, hands through heart center, down by the side. We'll take tree pose here. So let's ground through left foot first. We're gonna kickstand the right foot and hop it up your leg. Bringing right foot to the inside of left thigh. So there's a lot going on here. Use your hands to help place the foot. And then we try and pop the right knee kind of out to the right to open up the hips. When you're ready with your tree legs, we'll inhale the hands overhead. You can let the hands just be face up or reaching up or fingertips to touch. Either way, let shoulders rest out of the ears. And then swaying tree with a soft exhale, bend your hands over to the right, the same way that your knee is pointing. Breathe into that left side body. When you inhale, think about lifting from the top of your head still. You're still really long. And then inhale back to center. Release the hands. We'll do standing figure four. Get into that right glute a little bit. Still doing a lot of work with that left ankle. So keep the balance on the left foot. Begin to send your hips back like you're trying to find a chair. Push that right knee away from you a little bit, just to get into the glute. You can come all the way down to toe stand if you like on the right foot. Very intentional with every breath, using it to help guide you into the poses. And then if you made your way to toe stand, come back up and we'll all together stand back up, mountain pose. Release the right ankle. Maybe shake out that left foot. I know my foot is always, those little tiny ankle muscles, always feel it after balancing poses. So same thing, find your nice grounding mountain pose. We ground through right foot this time. Inch that left foot high too. Wherever it lands can be calf, inside a thigh. Just avoid pushing your knee. And then when you're ready, you'll inhale the hands overhead. If you fall out of it, come back in, that's okay. Soft exhale, bend over to the left, the same way that knee is pointing. Breathe into the right side body. Push your foot into the thigh and the thigh equally as hard back into the foot. Nice job, swing tree. And come back to center. Standing figure four, other side. Left heel, right ankle. Or left, what did I say? Left ankle, right knee. Send those hips back. Figure four, so breathe into the glute. You can press that left knee away from you, or you can come all the way to the toe stand. There's an inversion here as well. If anyone is feeling super into it today, you can reach those hands forward. Kind of like a crow pose, but with this figure four position. All right, slowly we'll come back out. If you can, to toe stand, and come all the way to standing. Release that foot, release the right ankle. Woo! All right, mountain pose, top of the mat. Grounding, hips are, feet are hips width distance, grounding through your root chakras. Energy flowing up through the feet, out of the crown. Full circulation of energy. Inhale, reach those hands up to the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, shine the heart forward. Exhale, plant the hands, take it through Vinyasa, meet me in down dog. All right, down dog. Inhale, right foot goes high to the sky. Exhale, drop the foot, we come up high, lunge. Sweep the hands forward, deep bend in the front knee or on the ball of the back foot. Shoulders relax out of the ears. Exhale, prayer hands twist to the right. Hook your left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Press those palms together, trying to gaze over to the right or up to the ceiling. Try to straighten into that back leg. And then when next inhale, we're gonna cartwheel all the way to warrior two. So the left hand goes forward and then backward, right hand goes forward. You plant that back heel, warrior two legs. So the front foot doesn't have to move much, but we planted the back heel. And then inhale, reverse warrior. Left hand down, right hand to the back of the room. Breathe through the obliques. Exhale, extended side angle. So today's choice is a bird of paradise. If you want to play around with bird of paradise, you'll wiggle your shoulder under this knee, under the right knee. Right hand will be palm face up, and then right hand goes to low back. Left hand tries to find the right hand. I'm just gonna walk through bird of paradise really quick. Otherwise, you're holding your variation of extended side angle. You'll hop your left foot to the front of the mat, ground into left foot, and then begin to pop right foot off of the mat. Coming up to standing with this bind around the right leg, grounding through right foot, straighten into right leg. Nice job. I see some people playing around with it. Big shoulder bind here. That's the most important thing to start with, is opening the shoulders. So nice job. If you made your way to bird of paradise, no rush, play around with it. Otherwise, we're gonna meet back, extended side angle. And then come to a wide-legged forward fold. So just turn those toes into pigeon. Inhale to find length. And exhale, forward fold. So if you were in bird of paradise, you can play with it, and we'll do the same thing other side. So we'll end up just meeting wide-legged forward fold. Grip those hands on the mat underneath you, pulling your head closer to the mat. Stretching the back of both legs, belly button hollowing out. Exhale pulls you a little deeper. All right, make your way back to the front of your mat, framing that right foot. Make your way back to down dog. Either going through chaturanga and up dog or skipping it, taking a rest in child's pose. All right, same thing other side. Inhale, left foot high to the sky. Exhale, knee to chest, plate the foot, come up high lunge, sweep those hands forward. Woo. We're on the ball of the back foot. And then exhale, prayer hands twist to the left. Hook that right knee on the outside of left, or right elbow outside of left knee. Press into the hands, lifting up from that pelvic area, lifting up from the chest. Trying to get the thumbs to the center of your chest here. All right, a big inhale, cartwheels those hands all the way open to warrior two. Your back heel lands, about heel to heel alignment here. Back or front knees popping out to the left. See big toe. Inhale, reverse warrior. Right hand down, left hand up to the sky. Exhale, extended side angle or move into your bird of paradise. Of course, there's other options for extended side angle. You can drop your hand to the floor. Or you can move right to wide-legged forward fold if that's more what you're feeling. Bird of paradise, wiggle that left shoulder under left knee. Nice job, I see a couple people. Beautiful, foundation in that right foot. Lift kneecap up and in, hips are square. Pull up from the chest. Nice. All right, play around with it, or we meet in wide-legged forward fold. Take your time. Pigeon those toes in so they're closer than the heels. Inhale to find length. Exhale, forward fold. This time, maybe grab the outsides of your calves or your feet. Use your arm strength to get you deeper into this pose. If your head's touching the mat, pull your feet closer together. If your head's really far, take your feet a little wider. And then we'll release. We'll come to frog pose. So from wide-legged forward fold, drop the knees to the mat. We're gonna wiggle our knees pretty wide. Support yourself through the hands. Let the insides of your shins come to the mat. I'm looking for my block. Frog pose, there's a lot going on. So find the angle that works best for you by coming up to the hands or lowering down to the forearms. And then go back and forth with the hips a couple times just to see all the options that you have. And then find something that you can hold for static stretch. All right, couple breaths. Maybe moving around a little bit. Okay, and then wiggle those knees back together, nice and slow coming out of this pose. And then we'll come back to down dog. Last down dog, just making our way to pigeon pose. So bring right knee to the back of right wrist. Of course, taking any in between poses that feel good for you. We're slowing down here. Holding some stretches. So pigeon pose, let the left foot go back. Push the hands into the mat to lift the chest. Maybe even your hip lifts a little bit off the mat. Breathing into the front of that right foot hip flexor. Exhale, release down. There's an option in pigeon pose to thread the needle. If that's in your practice today, you would take your left arm across the body, reach your left hand over to the right, and then let your head come down to the mat. Adds a little spinal twist, but is totally optional. Slowly come back to center. Got to lift that right hip, go back to down dog. So we can transition to the other side. Take any in between stretches that are calling your name. And then left knee back to left wrist. Let that shin go as high on the mat as you can. Walk the right foot back. We inhale to find length, lift up. Exhale, settle down, pigeon pose. Option to thread the needle would take your right hand over to the left. All right, slowly coming out of pigeon. And we'll just come to sitting before we get down to our backs. So push up onto your sit bones. We'll take just a seated forward fold here. Bring your legs together. And then the key here is being right on top of your sit bones. So again, we kind of lift some of the muscle away. And then we're hinging from the hips. So inhale to find length, flex your toes back towards your face. Exhale, forward fold, keep the spine long. Grab onto your shins of the feet. And then let every exhale pull you a little deeper into the fold, beginning to let the chest come down towards the shins. Let the top of your head pull towards your feet. Use the strength of your arms to grip onto the legs. And then we'll slowly lift back up. We'll do one more forward fold, this time with the legs wide. So bring the legs really wide as you can, like you're trying to go into your splits. Lift those heels off the mat. Again, flex the toes towards the face. Inhale to find length. And then exhale, you're hinging at the hips. So you support your hands on the mat or the ground. But really think about the movement starting from your hips. You can let the spine begin to curve. Maybe coming down to your forearms. Still rolling these inner thighs up and out and flexing those toes back. All right, we'll make our way onto our backs. Roll down slowly, however you need to get there, and then hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little hug, and rock side to side. Trying to keep the spine on the mat here. And then taking this into happy baby, you can grab the outsides of both feet or the insides of both feet. Hips should feel pretty open, especially after the frog pose. So pulling on your feet, trying to get your knees to the mat on either side of your body. Try to keep your tailbone on the mat still, and then the back of your neck is nice and long. You can still rock side to side, just like the previous pose, if that feels good. And then we'll bring those knees back to the chest, going to a supine twist. So knees back in, and then we'll drop them over to the right. Lift the hips up, bring them back to the center of your mat. So your right hip is under the left hip. Supine twist, gaze goes to the left. Let your right hand come to left thigh to keep that knee from popping up. Feel the twist from the entire length of the spine. Slowly come to center. Find some symmetry in the spine, neutral spine, before you take the same pose other side. Bringing those knees together and then dropping them over to the left. Pick up those hips, swing them back to the center of the mat a little bit. Wrap the top leg around the bottom leg. Wiggle the shoulders up the mat a little bit to find more length. And then exhale, twist. Gaze goes to the right. Let gravity get you into the pose. Nice big spinal twist and practice. And part of our practice today was Satya, meaning truthfulness. And one of the things that I like about Satya is it reminds us that our bodies do not lie. So wherever you felt this practice today, maybe wherever you're holding tension or stress, listen to your body as you're going through these poses. You might have to work on releasing something from that area, but always knowing that our bodies cannot lie. Bring those knees back to center. At this point, take any last poses of class today that you need. You can get a plow pose in, any stretches. Before we meet in Shavasana, our final pose of class. I'll give you a little bit to get those stretches in. Anything that we may have not gotten to today. And then you can make your way into Shavasana. Let the legs go long. Toes roll out to the side. You want a tall spine here still, so maybe your shoulder blades can inch a little bit higher on the mat. Tuck your chin down towards the chest. Hands down by your side to receive or palm. Left hand on heart, right hand on belly. Dedicating this time to yourself. Welcome to Shavasana. Invite movement back into the body by wiggling the fingers and toes. Rock the head side to side. Let it flow up the limbs into the belly, to the heart, waking up the whole body. And then bring those hands overhead. Full body stretch from toes to fingers, like it's the first stretch of the day. And then rolling over onto your favorite side, using your arm as a pillow. And then comfortably pushing yourself up to a seated position. We'll meet just facing each other. With a nice tall spine, you can close the eyes. Inhale, bring those hands overhead. Collecting your energy between the palms. And then exhale, sealing it to your third eye. Bring the thumbs down to the forehead. Remembering to always practice satya in everything that we speak and do and in our actions. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.